Hey guys, I'm Colette.
I'm Candace. Welcome back to Hey Cuz. So
Welcome.
today we want to address a very pressing issue in the community, the Black community really, which is Bonnet-gate. That's what I'm calling it. I like to put gate on everything, but Bonnet-gate. So a couple weeks ago, the comedian MoNique took to social media to express her, we'll call it, dissatisfaction with the young ladies of our community, seeing them in the, I think she was in the airport, that's where this started, seeing a lot of young ladies and women walking around the airport in their bonnets, and not only just that, but it was the bonnets with the pajamas and the slippers, and she's like, y'all look like y'all just rolled out of bed and you going out in public, and she didn't really like it so much. So we wanted to talk about it because I saw the video and a few other videos, and I was reading the comments, and there's a lot of people who were mad. I think that was an overwhelming consensus, is people were mad. What you think about it, Colette?
Yeah, they were mad. They were big mad. They were mad.
But you know what? In the South, that I've been here a long time, they say a hit dog hollers, which means you mad because you're guilty. That's just what they say. How do you feel about it? When you see, do you wear a bonnet in public, or how do you feel where you see people, we both natural. So, I mean, what do you think?
I do not wear a bonnet out in public. I'm gonna actually demonstrate. Okay, this goes on my head at nighttime. This is my nice satin cap. It keeps the oils in. This is what I sleep with. When I think bonnet, this is what I'm thinking of, and this is exactly what she was probably talking about. Seeing
yes, because somebody, I think it was Tammy Roman, she was nitpicking. She was like, "So what if it's a head wrap and blah blah blah?" And MoNique was like, don't do it. She was like, sisters, we know the difference between a hijab and a head wrap and this and that. There are different things, and especially for religious reasons, they're appropriate to wear in public. You know what a bonnet is.
And you guys see me a bunch of times wrapping my head with these scarves.
Exactly. It's a difference.
And this I did wear out in public during COVID, when they kept on saying protect your hair, and a lot of people.
It's a scrub cap.
Exactly.
Okay.
I want to make that clear too. Okay.
That is different as well.
Look at the print.
It has a functional purpose.
I matched it with my outfits. Also had a matching mask. Like,
there's you came show and tell. I didn't have my show and tell ready, but yeah, I too had scrub caps.
Yes. So I think there's a difference in, that versus what I first showed you that I wear to bed. Like, I'm not going out with that at all. I don't even answer a Zoom call with that on my head. Like, there's no way that I'm going to present myself like
even
that.
If my family FaceTime me, I wouldn't answer the phone with that on my head. My best friends. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes or no, is it acceptable to wear bonnet in public to you?
No.
And then there's also the full package, which I agree with the full package too, because it's like you just add on. You got the bonnet, and then you wearing a onesie. And I love you. Everyone knows I love a onesie. But I'm not going to.
You go to a pajama party or something. I'm not talking about that.
Right. Most of my onesies have been collected from bar crawls. That's where we wore them because that was the theme.
Right.
But I don't go to Kroger in my onesie. And then you have the fuzzy slippers, and UGG has made fuzzy shoes. It's a style now, but UGGs was made for the house anyway. That's the original function of UGGs anyway. So they were never meant to be worn outside, but here we are. So it's just like the whole combo. Mm-hmm. I don't have a bonnet. I don't think. I never really used one. I wear a satin scarf, which I guess is an equivalent. Even a do-rag, back when my hair was straight, I used to wrap it and put in a do-rag. So even with the guys, because they were like, what about the guys who wear do-rags? I don't like that either. Just to make it clear, because people like to do that whole, what about what? Like I said in the beginning, now I'm even. Mm-hmm. I don't like that either. Why? It's like what you going to bed, what you wear to bed, it's not appropriate for outside. And I feel like your bedroom is like a safe space. It's very
It should be
personal and intimate and sacred. And nothing that you wear in the bedroom should cross the line and go outside. And then so you wear your bonnet outside, you're gonna go back and wear it to bed?
Right, with all the outside germs.
And put it on your pillow and your sheets? Or do you have an outside bonnet? How does it work?
Let me know.
You switch the bedtime bonnet to the outside bonnet.
I would love to know that too. That's interesting.
Look, I'm genuinely curious. I want to know how this works, because I will admit I never understood it. I appreciate her addressing it because it has been going on for a minute now. Mm-hmm. And I think people have been scared to bring it up. So kudos to MoNique. You know, people love to hate her. You know, it is what it is, but I appreciate her bringing it up. But also in the video, I didn't think she was rude or condescending. People are sensitive. When you get checked, most people's reaction is to be defensive. So I get it. I get why people are mad. But if you really do listen with an open heart and open mind, you will see she wasn't being condescending. She was just asking us to do better. And I don't have a problem with that. Like I said in plenty of reasons, I like people to check me, tell me when I need to do better. I feel her. Like, I don't like it.
Responsible too. Like, it's the portrayal, because we already get that connotation of, that ghetto appearance and all that. They put it in the movies, they put it in the music. You see, the police like looking at the guy with the do-rag on, like they're constantly trying to look and go, okay, they must be up to this because of the way that they look. So why are we feeding into it? Especially,
I was just about to say, in America specifically, we get judged as a collective. Exactly. And usually it's racially based. So, Hispanics, they're going to judge together. Asian, they're going to judge together. And Black people, as always, they will judge us together. We get judged by the actions of the few, So it's like, I get it.
That's what she was saying, like, it is my business. And people are saying,
yeah, because that's a reflection on me. It shouldn't be, but it is. Mm-hmm. And I don't, that's not how I rock. And like MoNique was saying, she was like, our mothers, grandmothers, great grandmothers, look at the pictures. Harlem Renaissance, even before that, when people were first freed, when they had the opportunity, they got their money, they got their look together. We coined the term Sunday best. Mm-hmm. That's when you put on your best to step out. That's our culture. So I understand what she's saying. Like, if you look at those old school pictures, those ladies were dressed to the nines for coats, because they were like, oh, our mamas and blah, blah, didn't have, no. Grandma and mama had their hair in curlers, and they would never step foot outside in those curlers. Because if you think about the history of Black people in America, they're coming from being enslaved to being, the most demeaned people in the country. They're trying to make sure that they step out with class. Right. Because they know they're already being judged. And those, I love looking at those old school pictures, because they were dressed down to the nines, top to bottom, the men and the women. So I have always had an issue with that. Not even just the bonnets, but just everything. I hate the bonnets and the do-rags and the sagging. I don't want to see your dirty drawers, like panty lines. Let's just go down the list. Go down the list. Pet peeves. Ladies, before you leave the house, just turn around. Just turn around the mirror and just do like so. Make sure you can't see them. Not just the lines, but also the underwear. I don't know why. That's just always been one of my biggest ones. Just check. Just check. Especially in healthcare. Because, we're voluptuous. I get it. It's hard to find clothes that fit properly, but just, you can buy boy shorts, you can buy a thong, whatever underwear is appropriate to wear under your clothes. And then like the patterns, depending on what you're wearing. Buy some solid colored underwear, buy some black underwear. Your bra, buy some solid colored bras. Some women can't wear the lace and all that stuff. Because, I know me, I can't. Under my t-shirt, it got to be that t-shirt, bra in solid colors. Because you go see all the cherries and the hearts and whatever the flamingos that Victoria's Secret decided to put on there. Mm-hmm. It's just about being appropriate and taking pride in your appearance. Mm-hmm. So I understand what she's saying. Like, in healthcare, I'm an ER nurse primarily. I work in ERs. So we see people come in the hospital and we're just like, they come in any type of way. And as a person with a chronic illness, I have been in the hospital many times, and I will tell you, and that's what MoNique was saying, there's no excuse. Because everybody's like, well, what if? There's no excuse. To me,
that's always been happening. That's what she was saying.
There's no excuse for why you need to step out in public that way. But then Tammy also said, well, what if they are dressed to the nines and they have the bonnet, they're, en route, they just trying to protect their hair. So I'm like,
no, because there's ways to do that. I did that the other day. It was raining cats and dogs. I just had my silk press, my hair was straight, and I was not going to let that undo itself.
But you could put a head wrap over the bonnet.
And one of these on top of it. Not this one.
Do something. You can put the bonnet on and wrap it up with to make it look cute. If you're going to take the time to make yourself look cute from here down, why not just go the extra mile? Like, you already took the 2 hours. Mm-hmm. You can't buy a piece of fabric and go the extra mile and just tie up the bonnet and make it look cute. But back to what I was saying, the hospital. I have been to the hospital many times at all hours of the day, all hours of the morning. 9 times out of 10, I get sick in the middle of the night around from 1 to 5 a.m. I have never set foot in a hospital in my pajamas. Waking up out of bed in crippling pain, I will change my clothes every time. Every time.
As you should.
So I just want to say, there's no excuse. And that's just me, myself, personally.
You remember college though? People going to class?
Yes. I've never worn pajamas to college, to class. I just don't get it. Is it just our generation? Like, did our parents do this? I don't recall. When did the pajama to class thing start? Like, what happened? I want to know. I really do want to know. So answer in the comments. What do y'all think happened to why people think that this is acceptable? Like, I really do want to know.
I remember
because you see the dudes that, like, I feel like panty line, bra lines, it's up here. It's up there for me. And then the draws. I don't want to see a dirty draws. I feel like they might be even. Some with the underwear for me, I guess. I don't want to see it. Why, fellas? Why? And especially those of you that, like, they're dirty and have holes in them and you want the world to see
skid marks.
Why? And then you'd be the most macho dudes, because let's be real. Where does this originate? Right? They say that this originated in prison. It was to mark that you were available, Mm-hmm. So you took it outside, but you want to be this macho man, but it's contradictory to the image that you're going for, to sag your pants. Because especially down here, I don't know about New York, when we were growing up, it wasn't so bad. You might see the little waistband, because that's a flex. You want people to know you buy fancy boxes, whatever. That's not as bad to me. I can tolerate that. Okay. But it's when we, like, here, sometimes you will see their entire, it's like, you got a don't. I shouldn't be able to know that. I should not be able to know that you got a big booty, sir. Like, they pants sag so much that their whole butt is out. What's the point of wearing pants? Just go out in your boxes then.
Is that from just music, rap videos as well?
I don't know. When I remember when I was in high school, I mean, they were walking around looking like penguins. Their pants would be, the waistband of their pants would be at their, like, thighs or right above their knees. And then they had the nerve to have a belt on.
Are you seeing this in the older men as well? Like older?
No.
50s, 60s?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not really.
Okay.
Definitely like 20s and younger.
Okay.
For sure. It starts to dwindle down in the 30s. But I just remember when I was in high school, it was just like really bad. Mm-hmm. It's down here. Because it wasn't like that in New York. I mean, when I say their pants, the waistband of their pants was at their thighs. They had basketball shorts under that. And then the basketball shorts was like at their hips. And then you could see their boxers. So it was just like layers of foolishness. And a belt. So it's like you purposefully
wait.
belted your pants around your thighs and you're waddling around like this.
Huh. No comment. I don't even know how to touch that.
So I don't get it. It's these I don't want to call them fashion choices, but these choices. Choices.
Your mentality, this I can do what I want mentality, which yeah, everyone has the right to choose what they want, but there's consequences that come with that, you know. You will be judged, whether you like it or not.
I like to do what I want as well. But I mean, but if you think about it, it's like, what are you by the clothes that you wear? You said it's the clothes that make a man, the man makes the clothes. What are you trying to portray to the world? What message are you trying to convey by walking out of the house with your pants sagging and your drawers out, or your pajamas, or your bonnet and your fuzzy slip? What message are you trying to send? What do you think how do you feel people will perceive you when you go outside that way? And I'll admit, I have, because we were raised, Christmas, Thanksgiving is dressed down. You going on a flight, that outfit is laid out on the bed the night before, crispy. That's how we grew up. So I get it. I've dropped the standard a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, the standard was crazy. It was like business casual going on the plane.
I mean, even this was casual,
Yeah.
So I'll go to the grocery store in sweats or my, basketball shorts, but they're clean, and not wrinkled. And I put on some sneakers or something. If I'm running out real quick. But I don't see that,
I won't do basketball.
I don't think that's that bad.
Sweats to go to like grocery.
Growing up, we couldn't leave the house that way.
Yeah. I've never seen my parents leave the house in sweats. Ever.
Yeah.
I don't actually think they even own any pair of sweats. If I'm being serious.
That's true. So yeah, I just feel like that's something to consider before you just go up in arms and get mad at what she's saying. I think the point was just like, what message are you trying to convey to the world based on how you present yourself? And for me, because even with my hair choice, I do have dreadlocks, but you can see my parts here. That's a personal choice. Some people don't retwist often. I do, because I just like the look of it. I like to be neat. I like to be put together. I iron my uniforms for work. Like,
oh, that's another thing. Ironing.
People don't iron it. I don't think I know people don't iron no more.
Well, some people that don't know how to iron.
But I feel like but at the same token though, I feel like the dryers are just next level these days. You don't really have to pull the clothes out on time.
Yeah, I don't, but I will.
Most things you don't. If you pull the clothes out on time, you could get away with. I do have an iron. I definitely don't iron as much as I used to, because I be on my laundry. But I used to iron my uniforms after the laundry all the time. Yeah, crispy. They used to make fun of me in their school because my uniform was sharp.
Do you have any coworkers that don't iron their scrubs, or just?
Yeah, I remember when I was in nursing school, there were some students who showed up to clinicals and their scrubs was raggedy, and I did not like it. I think it's unacceptable. At work, like I said, I feel like the fabrics are different now. They don't wrinkle as easy. So if your uniform is wrinkled,
yeah.
Huh?
Depending on which brand. Some of them.
Yeah, most of the brands are pretty good these days. So if your uniform is wrinkled, it's just like you really didn't care.
And you're taking care of people and you want them to take you seriously as a healthcare professional.
Yeah, if you got stain, even like, I don't even like the bleach marks. Because one time I was so pissed. I had a brand new uniform, because we use bleach wipes sometimes to clean stuff up. Oh. And I got bleach on my brand new scrubs. I was pissed. Yeah. And I stopped wearing them.
I don't blame you.
I just think it doesn't look good. I just feel like you should take pride in how you present yourself to the world. I don't go out with my clothes wrinkled. I mean, and they might be clean, but it don't look good.
Yeah. What about, I gotta go one, armpit stains?
Throw it in the trash.
The white, do you remember the white t-shirt with the
Yeah,
armpit?
it turns yellow.
Oh, yes. Oh, oh.
But even when you have black and you sometimes your
Yeah,
deodorant,
yeah.
but if you like rub the fabric together like
But
this,
see, yeah,
I
there's
learned
tips
that
to
it
get that
comes
out.
out.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said there's tips to get that out because I used to.
Yeah, like because even if you put your deodorant on first, put your shirt on, you get the little lines.
Yeah.
But I always, like I said before, do a 360 before you leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
And even sometimes I'll ask people, I'm like, do I look good? Is there something here? Because I saw this earlier. Like, take pride in your appearance. That's all she was saying.
And no need to get offended. She just wants y'all
Yeah.
to be.
And if that's how you want to live your life. But you can't be mad when people judge you. Because at the end of the day, keep it 100. It's human nature to judge people. I feel like it's an evolutionary instinct. Like to judge people based on what they look like, because that's what you had to do back in the day to be safe. You assess people head to toe and your gut tells you this is safe, this is not. We still have that instinct.
Yeah, it's harder to then go, okay, let me get to, not impossible, but definitely harder to go, okay, let me just get to know this person.
Appearance is important. Even in wildlife, there's animals that, like peacocks, or there's birds that puff out their chest. Appearance is important because that's how you convey messages to the world. Mm-hmm. So depending on what you got on, it's like, what kind of message you trying to convey to the world? Me, I like, go ahead.
Do you think any of this is also correlated with that particular group of person that decides to dress with the bonnet and pajamas? Do you think that same group of people then go on interviews underdressed? Or do you think they know how to dress but make a decision going through their day-to-day, they're going to do whatever?
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I'm real passionate about professionalism. Mm-hmm. I used to sit in on interviews a lot. I have interviewed many people. I think people at our generation, like I said, like I asked before, what happened? Because there's a severe disconnect. And I feel like it's our generation because there's a big disconnect between what happened to our parents' generation and what's happening with ours. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, was it MTV, VH1, BT? What happened? I mean, let's keep it real though. What that could be the only difference. The introduction of those things and the introduction of social media, like what happened that, or should we blame our parents because they didn't teach it? I don't know. I don't know. There's a disconnect because they value professionalism so much. And we are now entering their workforce, right? Because they're the bosses right now. And we are the employees. That's based off age for the most part. That's how it is. So that these are people who value professionalism, and we are a generation of people who don't get it. So it's interesting because I have interviewed a lot of people, and I do think there's a bit of a correlation between those people, and they do not know how to dress professionally. I've had a lot of people come in, even when I was in nursing school. I had a professor, she was like, get you a suit. Even if you wear that same suit to every interview, which I did, because, broke costume, whatever. But she said, get you a black suit. And if you can afford a few different shirts to change out. And you would be surprised how many people, they could get it. And they're like, I don't know. Or they say, I can't afford it. You can afford it. You can afford it. Get rid of some of the Starbucks. And they can afford it. Yeah. They just don't think it's important. And I still think it's important. Show up to an interview dressed appropriately. And there are a lot of people who don't know. They don't know.
And they can be very qualified and will miss.
I had one girl come in click-clacking in heels like this. I swear. And everybody was watching her. We give hospital tours usually when people come in. Everybody was watching her click-clack around the emergency department like, why? So it's like you could tell she kind of gets the concept because she had on slacks and a button-down blouse, black and white, basic, cool. But then you want to show up. So it's like, there's just
Match it, yeah.
something missing. So I do see the correlation, but at the same time, the correlation is because it's mostly our generation of people that's doing it. But at the same time, there are some, because I've seen some older women with the bonnet thing. They don't do the whole head to toe situation, but I've seen, it's like they're trying to normalize the bonnet in public. But as a protective measure. But like I said, I've done like you, even at work, under my scrub cap, my hair is tied up.
Yeah.
Because not all the scrub caps have satin lining. Scrub cap makers, think about the people of color.
Please.
You just at me, okay? For the idea. Line the scrub cap with satin. Because one of my friend's sisters made me wear she lined it with satin. But under the ones that's not, I'll wear, my hair's tied up. But nobody else knows that.
Right, because it stays
You'll
on.
never know. So it's like you can protect your hair and still present yourself. Because growing to do the sneaker game, the sneaker heads, they got that toothbrush. They cleaning their sneakers with a toothbrush. But then you gonna throw on top of that them jeans clean. Some of them be pressing them, and then you gonna sag it all the way down to your kneecaps. So it's like you get the concept of presentation, but everything just ain't hit.
It's like what's important to them,
and I don't get it in my head.
And I don't know if it's okay. So my day-to-day consists of wearing jeans and sneakers. So therefore, me investing in this suit, I don't need to invest that much in it because I'm only going to wear it for the rare occasion I go on an interview. Is that the mentality that
they don't even have a suit?
Oh, well.
But I know you can afford one because I know Jordans ain't cheap. Them Nikes ain't cheap. Right. Them Air Forces ain't cheap. You can afford a suit. Even if you don't want to do a suit, you can just do slacks, sport coat, button down. You don't even need a tie sometimes. I might let you slide without a tie. I mean, but don't wear jeans to an interview. Don't wear khakis to an interview. Make an effort.
Doesn't matter.
It's like you don't wear khakis and a t-shirt to an interview. You can afford slacks. You can afford a pair of dress shoes. You don't gotta spend money. Like I went to Ross. I don't know. They don't have Ross everywhere. I don't know what the equivalent of Ross is.
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Target. Yeah. You can go to these places. I got a Calvin Klein suit for $20. But you know, Ross, they be lazy. My Calvin Klein suit was $25.
Shout out to Ross.
I know, right? Well, and then I got an Express set. I think that was from TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
So you can find it. I'm not about to spend $100 on a suit.
No.
So, and I wore that suit down. Okay. Okay. I got a lot of jobs with that Old Faithful. My Old Faithful I still got that suit.
Hey.
Still got it looking crispy, okay, with the crease down the middle of the pants. That's old school. When you crease your pants down the middle, look, you can't tell me nothing. I used to step out with my pointy shoes. When you got the pointy toe shoe and the crease down the middle. Talk about how the kids brought back the word sheesh. Y'all didn't make that up, by the way. Y'all didn't make up sheesh. You couldn't tell me nothing. Okay.
Yep, that's exactly
like I said. I love ironing. I might be the only person. I think maybe because we grew up in private school, and that is where I learned about the value of taking pride in your appearance. So even though that private school was annoying to some people, it was annoying to me at times too. But I did learn that. That's where I did learn that.
Because we had inspections.
We did have inspections. So yeah, that's where I learned the value of taking pride in yourself. That's where I became very obsessed with ironing as a kid. So even like to this day, when I'm going out somewhere, or an interview, or I need to dress business casual, whatever, I be in them pants, okay?
Steaming out.
I love my crease. Say what you want at me. I like my crease, okay? So yeah, I don't know. I really do want our generation to do better. You don't got to dress up everywhere. I don't like to get dressed up these days. I don't. But what I do put on is going to be clean and ironed and appropriate for where I am. That's another thing that is dress appropriately for where you are. Right. But like I said, people say they can, they can't. And they do know what it is to dress up, because you walk around the mall. There's a specific mall in Atlanta, Georgia, and y'all know what I'm talking about. They are dressed to the nines to walk around the mall.
Really?
Okay. Yes. It is ridiculous. So you know how to dress, but then you're gonna go to certain place. You're gonna show up to an interview looking crazy. You know, you're gonna show up to class looking crazy. So it's like, you know better. So why don't we do better? Why aren't we doing better? I want to know. I want to know you guys' takes on it. You said what?
Entitlement, you know?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Generation is very much like, I do what I want to do. I don't care what you say.
Especially the generation after us. What are they, Gen Z? Yes. I want to be special. I want to stand out. I want to do what I want. But I do think there are things that, should allow for wiggle room.
Yeah.
Like I love, I didn't repost it. There's a commercial, I think it's Sally's. And it was like, having color hair doesn't make you a professional. I like that because I want to talk about that. I think we should do another video on professionalism. And should the rules be shifted a little? Because who says, like, there's certain things that, who says it's inappropriate? If my hair was bright red, does that make me incompetent to care for a patient?
I think it depends on how it looks.
If my hair is neatly coiffed,
then I feel like that's fine. I've seen,
because there's girls, they got the mermaid color, and I think it's beautiful. So it's just like, I want to talk about that, because maybe the older generation needs to, I think we need to move together. We need a happy medium. The younger generation needs to come up a little bit, and the older generation, they need to loosen up a little bit. Like, they're a little tight.
Where's the middle ground with that?
There has to be a middle ground. I do want to talk about that. We're gonna talk about that next week. Yeah. I think we'll talk about that next week. The professionalism. And yeah, we'll talk about that next week. So, Bonnet-gate. Moral of the story. I'm not mad at MoNique for bringing it up. I appreciate her bringing it up, because tough things do need to be said and things do make people uncomfortable. And it's not about being condescending or, judging people. Because if you don't have it, you have it. But at the same time, it's like, do your best. Always do your best. That's one of the 4 agreements. So it's just, have pride in yourself. And if that's pride, then if that's your definition of pride, then so be it. But I think it's just important to consider the message that you're trying to convey to the world through how you dress and through how you, take care of yourself and all those things. What's your take on it?
Definitely have pride in yourself. Like, people will judge you at the end of the day. Now, if you don't care what other people think about you, that's fine. But the bare minimum, care about what you think about you, because you can't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna accept. You saw yourself dressed up like, pajamas, whatever, rolling out to bed, going wherever, or in jeans, going to an interview, and you thought, yeah, I look good. I deserve this. I'm not accepting that. So,
but at the same time, like I said, for the next week, we'll tell you what's appropriate. So now you can't say you didn't know. Right? Know better, do better. And that's fine, because there are people who don't know better. They really are. Because I did have some classmates when I was in school, and I'm just like, girl.
But those are not usually the people that are defensive, to be honest, though. Those are usually people like, oh, okay.
There were some. So it's like, maybe some people don't know. And it's okay. But I feel like it's important to be open and willing to learn. And then when you know better, you do better. So.
All right. Do better, guys.
That was Bonnet-gate. Don't go too hard on Auntie Mo like that. Let her live. She wouldn't try to come for y'all, but I think
it's a bad rap.
I think she was speaking from the heart. I don't think it was malicious intent. It was, I mean, some things need to be
was the
addressed.
truth, and people didn't
Because
want
I don't like seeing it either. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't. I don't like seeing people who you just rolled out of bed and decided that they was gonna go outside and that's how they want to present themselves to the world.
right.
So I get it.
She
I
spoke
get it.
about it in the Black community. I can say I don't like it in any community. I don't care.
No. I mean, period.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see it at all. Because I think also it's a respect thing. It's like, if I'm showing up to your establishment, if I'm going to a movies or a restaurant or to school or to work, I'm showing up to your space. And depending on how I look, that also says my level of respect for you. Like going out to a restaurant, like this person invested a lot of time and energy into creating this establishment, this vibe for you, and you decide that you were going to disrespect it by just showing up any kind of way. Think about it that way. I do think it shows a level of respect or not. Also, it's a level of comfort as well, because I'm not gonna lie, like with my friends, I do, when I go out, I dress up and whatever, but if I'm going to my friend's house, some of them, girl, you're gonna get me how I give it to you, but it's appropriate, because like I said, what's appropriate? It would be appropriate for me to show up to my friend's house in a t-shirt and sweats, because we kicking it. That's fine. They see me, they know what I look like. So it does depend on the appropriateness of the situation. So that, I think that's something that needs to be discussed and taught. Maybe that's something that needs to be taught in school, because we did kind of cover professionalism in school. I know we discussed it in middle school and high school. So I don't know what the general curriculum is, but maybe it needs to come back.
Maybe.
Because it just could be ignorance. Maybe they just don't know. So that's possible too. But we want to know what you guys think. Like, are you pro bonnet? Let us know why. You anti-bonnet? Let us know why. What do you think is the disconnect between our generation and younger, and appropriateness for dress and professionalism? We want to know what you guys think. So please let us know. Drop a comment at us. We want to see what you have to say about it. We thank you again for coming to the table with us. This was Hey Cuz. Peace and love. Catch you next time.
Bye, guys.